the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us, and the legendary Shaquille O'Neal sitting alongside. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Pelicans out in New Orleans. Taking a look at the Pelicans, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball. Looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. So Shaq, the New Orleans Pelicans trying to get top free agents in there, and you've spent time in the Crescent City. How would you sell the Big Easy to NBA free agents?
Well, one, it's a fantastic city on the water. It's a very unique city. I think it's a great free agent spot. However, I'm surprised it's not a bigger free agent destination, but went to college there, spent a lot of time in the Big Easy. It's a great city.
What was your favorite part of that city?
Not seeing Pelicans.
Not seeing Pelicans was a favorite part. What do you like to do in New Orleans, Shaq? When you're in New Orleans, what do you do?
Crawfish etouffee, Ernie.
Oh, yeah. There is good grub down there, isn't
it? You know I'm a big eater.
Yeah, and you've never seen a pelican.
Would you like to eat a pelican?
Is that an offer?
Yes.
I'll pass. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Tastes like chicken, Ernie.
You let me know.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Last game for the Pelicans, they picked up a W against the Mavericks in Dallas. And just a 2-point win there. They had to fight tooth and nail for it.
And a very confident performance offensively, I think, guys, is really how this team clicks. I mean, when they're communicating and executing, sharing the ball, they're tough to beat.
And, Steve, you got to love that kind of performance on the road. I mean, to be a great team in the NBA, you have to be able to have that kind of performance in the other team's building. Really solid.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Irving and Waiters, the guards. The two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verjao in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Well, the fact that Austin Rivers improved substantially in his second season and still has a long way to go tells you how rough his rookie season was. Still a volume scorer, but he's showing signs of being an NBA player, and that's more than you could say 2 seasons ago.
At the line for your Pelicans.
In Austin Rivers, the son of Clippers head coach Doc Rivers, taken 10th back in 2012. His pedigree certainly played a part in that.
Yeah, it certainly did, no doubt about it. That cuts both ways when you've got a famous last name, but Rivers not the explosive athlete that his father was. He is a creative ball handler. He's got to continue to develop his shot and understanding how to be effective at this level, and I think you've still got to give him some time to see if that can happen.
Now here's LeBron. James right side. And Dion Waiters the bucket on the assist by James. Waiters got 5 points so far. Now here is Fredette. 11 points for him in that last game against Dallas. James with the block. They get it back. Withy gets the bucket. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Outside Irving. LeBron outside. Verjao down low. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Here's Rivers, right now averaging 5 points a game. Dishes it to Fredette. Rivers against Waiters. Rivers passes to Fredette. Shot clock at 5, and Waiters over to help. Here's Rivers. Great D that time from Irving. Cavaliers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Well, the Pelicans last season tried to make a push for the playoffs, but a slew of injuries really held them back.
But even at full strength, Kevin, this team was fighting for the 8th seed, still young and developing. You've got to give this group time to grow because I think they've got some nice pieces.
And so it's New Orleans with it, following the 3-point attempt by Kevin Love. Kicks to Withey. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Here's Fredette. They get a hand on it. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And the offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layups. Earn it from the line.
And you talk about giving the Pelicans time to grow as a young team. Ownership, not entirely content to do so. You remember at the 2013 draft, they traded away the 6th pick and this year's draft pick in exchange for Drew Holiday. So that's a win-now move.
And he's good on the second.
And even though Drew Holiday was an all-star in 2013, he's still in his early 20s, relatively young, really young. We'll see in time how that trade pans out on talent, but certainly for Holiday, it's given him a chance to grow with this young roster.
The shot's good from LeBron.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Fredette kicks to Evans. 13 feet away. And again, no good by New Orleans.
That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find the rhythm and flow here offensively.
In the corner, it's James. The feed now to Waiters. And it's off from 3-point range. Pelicans trailed by 5. Davis setting the pick for Evans. To the inside and stolen by Love. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Irving, good.
Wow, just a tremendous first quarter shooting the basketball for them, guys.
Yeah, when they put it up, it's gone in.
The Pelicans have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Evans goes in, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Irving with the ball, averaging 14 points a game. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It goes on Jimmer Fredette.
Kyrie Irving, clearly a player who's dreamed of greatness from a very young age. Going back to the 4th grade, he wrote, "I'm going to the NBA," and he wrote it across the back wall of his closet. And while it was hidden behind his clothes, it certainly wasn't far from his head or his heart.
And Irving still wanted to write down goals. He used to write them in a notebook he still keeps. Now he'll write them down in his phone. All part of setting his sights high and dreaming big.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Withey. Anderson comes in for Davis. John Selmans, he's checked in for Tyreek Evans. And Gordon subbed in for Fredette. The Cavaliers leading by 3. And for Irving, just like those words in the back of his closet stayed hidden, his great talent stayed hidden for a long time as well.
Yeah, it didn't really dominate until his senior year of high school, Kevin. Only 11 games he played at Duke. It might seem he was an overnight sensation in the NBA, but in truth, he spent a lifetime laying the foundation for his game.
Stolen by Rivers. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. Rivers has got the ball.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Now here's Gordon, averaging 6 points per contest. They set the pick. Left side, Gordon. Gordon with another miss. Cleveland's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. Jones drives in. And it's John Selmans with the rebound. So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And I think, Kevin, it really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute and help them out.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
Here's Thompson, and he gets it to go. Thompson's got his first bucket of the night.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
Rivers can't cash in from close range.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Cavaliers lead by 7. From New Orleans, back in a moment.
Coming up Wednesday, December 17th, the Milwaukee Bucks take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers. Hoops action.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here. Clark, Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
Pelicans trail by 7, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Cleveland, the 2 stars, LeBron and Love. At the 3 and the 4, Harris is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Thompson in at the center, locking down the middle. Evans attacking and stolen by Love. And they're running. And he lobs it up, and he lays in the alley-oop.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
You can't top that. I love the alley-oop play. So much fun to watch.
The Cavs just never really built any consistency last year for long stretches. And, you know, when that happens, it's hard to get wins away from home.
Now here's Evans. Boy, was he something else against Dallas.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving, the #1 pick overall back in 2011, a player who promised himself he'd play in the NBA when he was just in the 4th grade. He said that came from his father. Confidence, confidence, confidence. That's all my dad preached. He'd always tell me, Kyrie, you could be this, you could be that. My dad had more belief in me than I had in myself. Gentlemen.
You know, it helps having people boosting you up, Doris. Thanks. Dion Waiters checked in for Matthew Dellavedova.
All right, New Orleans.
There's no reason for these big men to shy away from contact on the inside because when they get to the foul line, you can see the success they've been having in the past month. Second, Kevin Love. 4th, Anthony Davis.
Well, a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line.
Yep, some of them do that. Exactly, and we can see the reason why in those numbers. In general, the composure of all those players show up at the free throw line.
Here's Harris after Tyreek Evans' score.
New Orleans Cavaliers. That's his first personal foul.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Cleveland?
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And he sinks the second. Well, the Cavaliers largely underachieved last season. And a big part of that was constantly dealing with distractions the entire season, it seemed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. It was always something with players fighting in-house or items getting leaked to the media and causing things to get stirred up. It's very hard when those distractions are circulating for you to be effective.
Second shot opportunity. Fredette grabs the miss. Pelicans trail by 6. LeBron grabs the miss. For Cleveland, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And with Cleveland, it was just a train of events that led to the bad environment between players getting into it with each other and saying they wanted out of Cleveland. Some players saying it was about their brand and nothing else. They did everything they could do to get things in order this summer and did a pretty good job at it.
On better footing now for sure.
And he knocks down the first one.
And for the Cavs, they needed to have a big change in culture, and they seemingly did that with bringing LeBron back into the fold and hiring Black. You can expect them to be solely focused on winning games this season.
Withey's checked in for New Orleans. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Verjau's checked in.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Here's James, and the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call, went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. You can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for the Cavaliers.
You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
Gordon dishes to Withey. Gordon goes in. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Last time they met in Cleveland.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Evans passes to Gordon. Back to Evans. And the basket good. Evans has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Eric Gordon, a gifted scoring guard who's, Steve, been hampered with injuries throughout his young career.
Well, you think about his first 4 seasons, he's missed almost half of his games, and we saw some of that in Indiana as well when he was in college. But hopefully he can find his health and be consistent in terms of his durability, because he is a terrific offensive weapon.
There's the block. Here's James. Irving kicks to Love, to the left wing. Shoots the 3. And Dion Waiters the bucket on the assist by Verjau. Waiters got the lead up to 9 now for the Cavs.
And for Gordon, you know, I think the injuries have also held him back on the court. Steady decline in his scoring efficiency year after year since he came into the league. And this was a guy that had tremendous potential until the wheels started to go south. Strong, explosive, aggressive, and it's a shame that he's been hurt as much as he has the last few years.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Anderson comes in for Tyreek Evans. John Selmans, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. And it's Austin Rivers in for Fredette. Now here's Anderson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
And for Gordon last season, his three-point shooting bounced back, but his field goal percentage still in the low 40s. Injuries perhaps hampering the explosiveness that he showed in years past in terms of getting to the rim.
Dion Waiters going into last season working on playing off the ball, whether, you know, catch and shoot, Steve, or coming off screens.
Yeah, he's most comfortable with the ball in his hands, but playing alongside Kyrie Irving, he's got to be more effective without the ball, working off those screens and learning to play with Irving.
And Waiters really has tried to emphasize staying on balance with his shot. Taking better shots, better quality shots within the offense, and we saw the results. There was an uptick in his percentages from the field and from long range as well.
Now here's Rivers. He used that pick to get in close.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
The Cavaliers leading by 9. Marion a screen on Rivers. Irving kicks to Marion. And Ashik sends it back. Wow! Irving against Rivers. 52 seconds left in the first half of the game. Just 4 to shoot. Oh, that's blocked. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And And the Cavaliers with some changes. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Verejao. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Dion Waiters. .41 seconds left here in the second. Anderson can't get it to go.
And Waiters still a volume scorer. To improve his efficiency, he's got to get that free throw percentage back up and become more consistent finishing inside. But he's a natural scorer. He certainly has the talent.
Salmon's with it. Guarded now by Irving. Rivers kicks to Anderson. Here's Salmons. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Got it off in time, but it's no good. And that concludes the first half. Cavaliers on top. They lead by 9. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, guys, I'm here with Anthony Davis. And Anthony, based on how the game has been going so far, what's your attitude going to be when you come out to play the second half?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
Anthony, thank you. Guys, it should be all business when you step between the lines.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
What a game for Waiters. 12 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Pop it like it's hot. Get an attitude. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Got the wheel on. I'm gonna do my best because I got it going on. I'm a nice dude. It's a nice dude. See you guys, please.
And so it's New Orleans with it. They trail by 9 points. Evans and Davis are your small and power forwards. Jimmer Fredette is out there with Rivers, and it's Withy in at the center position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams. Now, here is Fredette. Shot clock at 6.
Kevin Love, I think, solidifying his place last season among the best players in the world. First-time starter in the All-Star game, and incredible numbers, 26 points, over 12 boards a game in the regular season.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second-chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Now, here is Fredette. That's tipped. And here's Rivers. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And GMs agree, voting Kevin Love the top power forward going into last season. He did nothing to dissuade him. I mean, he's a great scorer. He's been in the top 3 in rebounding for 3 of the last 4 seasons. This New Orleans team is now in their second season as the Pelicans. The name, which was subject to some critique early on, has actually turned out to be nice for the franchise with a new group of players, new ownership, and it fits nicely into creating a new identity.
Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
Here's Evans, following the score by Cleveland. Fredette dishes to Evans. Davis setting the pick for Evans. And the pass to Rivers. Launches a 3. The basket good off the assist from Evans. That's 7 points for Austin Rivers. When you talk about the Pelican mascot, Steve, wingspan, a term that definitely applies to this team. And the young Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it's a great name. You know, Davis was last year's leading shot blocker to go with 20 points and 10 boards a game. I mean, this guy is a potential superstar and obviously the key for this club moving forward.
And here's Irving. Following the three from Austin Rivers, Irving attacking, loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Irving's got 6.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Evans passes to Rivers. Back to Evans. There's a good screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And the leaderboard with some point guards who have been getting their hands dirty in the paint lately. Let's take a look at the top rebounding 1 guards of the last 10 games. 4th, Kyrie Irving.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, you know, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, rebounding was always a big part of their game.
Yeah, I think that's true, Steve. It's not a necessary attribute for a point guard, but the ability to rebound is something that took a few of the greats to another level entirely, and it helps your team, too.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. The Pelicans making a switch here. Agins is checked in.
Checking in for your Pelicans, Alexis Agins.
So it's the Cavaliers now. LeBron kicks to Waiters. 4 on the clock. Irving from long range. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Good job creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Pelicans trail by 14. Evans outside. Up top, Rivers. The dish to Fredette. Just 5 to shoot. And he banks in the layup.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
The drive by James. Second chance shot, Love. Rebound, Evans. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. He dishes it to Rivers. Evans kicks to Rivers. The basket good off the assist from Evans. And it's 9 points for Austin Rivers.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Well, last season viewed as a bit of a hiccup in Kyrie Irving's rise to greatness. His shooting percentages fell, but he actually improved his assist-to-turnover ratio. He's cut his turnover rate every season, as a matter of fact.
Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Gordon comes in for Jimmer Fredette. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Waiters. Now here's Evans. 10 points for him. Anderson, a screen on Irving. Davis dishes to Gordon. Tries again. Shot is good, and the Cavaliers lead cut down to just 10 points and the bucket from Davis.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Here's Irving. He's got 9. Love with the screen for Irving. And he drops it in from the low post. Irving's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And for Irving, some have said he over-dribbles and tries to freelance too much offensively. They like to see him become more pass-oriented. Some of that really a function of personnel, but I think he can and will improve as a passer.
Now here's Evans. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Evans left side. Kicks it out to Gordon. There's the 3. Gordon with another miss. You talk about areas for Irving to improve, Clark. Defense certainly part of it.
Yeah, and with LeBron back, I think every player will be held to a higher standard defensively, no question. Kyrie, a player with a lot of responsibility offensively, but to be great, you got to do it at both ends.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Now we've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Ashik comes in for Davis, and it's Salmons in for Tyreek Evans. Sean Marion is checked in for Cleveland. Now here's Rivers. 9 points in the game so far. Salmons passes to Rivers. And he uses the glass on the layup. Rivers has got 11.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. You've got to get their defense in gear. No way you can get back into the game if you continue to give up layups.
There's 42 seconds left to play here in the third. Outside Gordon. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
Irving kicks to Dellavedova. Pass to James. James right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Irving. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Gordon up on top. And that's not going to go. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers lead by 12. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Coming up next Monday, December 15th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trailblazers. Do not miss it.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin? Sure. This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
The Cavaliers leading by 12, and Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Thompson and Verija at the 4 and 5. Deion Waiters is out there with Matthew Dellavedova, and it's Marion in at the small forward. The Pelicans shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Now Fredette. Ashik dishes to Withy. Passes it to Salmons. And Ashik kicks to Anderson. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Here's Fredette. The jumper from the free throw line is good.
The entire defense was frozen footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Dellavedova. Pass to Waiters. The three. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. 15 points for Deion Waiters.
And a nice jump for their offense in the second half. They're now up above 50% shooting for the game.
And Steve, it's no surprise to see them in the lead. I mean, when you score efficiently like that, you keep a lot of pressure on the other team.
Ashik with it. He's covered by Thompson. Ashik with the bucket.
The offensive execution really well done. They got the ball in tight for the high percentage shot.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
The Cavs were an all-out mess last year, and a lot of that was because of their depth. They just did not have the punch off the bench to keep leads or bring them back into games.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Davis is checked in for Ashik, and Tyreek Evans is subbed in for Ryan Anderson. Cleveland also making some changes. Love comes in for Thompson, and Kyrie Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
And with the Cavs, their score differential for their reserves really tells the story. Just way too many points given away when that second unit came onto the floor. It was something they needed to address in the offseason, and they did.
The shot by Marion, no good. Pelicans trailed by 13. Evans passes to Fredette. They get it again. Withy gets the bucket.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Yeah, ball movement, player movement. They're generating a lot of easy opportunities for themselves down there.
Now here's Waiters. Puts up the baby hook. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And for the Cavs, depth certainly won't be an issue this time around. A lot of changes and growth for them, resulting in a much deeper and talented roster.
And, you know, Kevin, people still underestimate the importance of having a strong bench. The Cavs really struggled with that last year, but with LeBron starting and pushing former starters to the bench, they'll be in a much stronger position.
Rivers, he's checked in for John Salmons. Withy dishes to Evans. Fredette kicks to Rivers. Feeds it to Evans. Lets it go with a three. Love grabs the board. Love's got his 6th rebound on the night. It's Marion with the drive. A baseline J. And he gets it to go. And the Cavaliers lead by 16.
You know, he's not somebody they lean on for points, but when he does score, that's a bonus.
Inside, Marion with the steal. Waiters against Davis. And Dion Waiters, the bucket on the assist by Marion. 20 points for Dion Waiters. Here's Fredette. He kicks it to Rivers. He feeds it to Fredette. Shot to stop the run. Withy passes to Davis. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. But they recover it. Love. The shot misses. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
They get it back. Dishes it to Rivers. Kicks it to Withy. Tries yet again. Count that one. Withy's got 4 points in the quarter.
Great looking bounce pass to set up that play.
The Cavaliers leading by 16. Outside Irving. Davis with the block. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Marion's got 4 rebounds in this game. Love inside, and that one's good.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
One of the stories here, Dion Waiters getting it done today.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Jintz is checked in. Ashik comes in for Anthony Davis. John Salmons, he's checked in for Tyreek Evans. And it's Gordon in for Fredette. Then for the Cavaliers, Jones checked in for Love. Harris comes in for Waiters. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other did. Huge margin of victory for the Cavaliers.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
And that produced great fruit for them in transition.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And playing this team only twice on the year, they have to feel good about their strategy and execution. As tonight, they complete a season series sweep against the Pelicans.
You look at the stats and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Dion Waiters. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Smith has checked in. And there's the feed to Ashik. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Sean Marion.
Omer Ashik in the poison pill year of his contract now, making about $15 million this season. That money scared off the Chicago Bulls, but Houston was able to find the taker in the New Orleans Pelicans.
And Ashik, certainly a great defensive NBA center, Clark, but $15 million, that's a big chunk of change.
That is, especially as cap conscious as teams are now under the new CBA. But he's in a contract year playing for his next contract now. If he does well, it's hard to believe, but his next contract might not be too far off from what he's making right now.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
And he took a shot, excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
And Cleveland making a change here. Haywood's checked in. Smith kicks to Selmans. And the pass to Gordon.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Selmans for the three, and he gets it to go.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Selmans against Jones. There's the dish to Haywood.
And this game is finally getting away from him.
Yep, it has gotten away. There's not really anything they can do now.
You know, if this had come earlier, they might have been able to get back into it.
Yeah, but as it is, too little, too late.
Here's Dellavedova. Marion, a screen on Smith. Down low. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
A super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score, so that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron, what have you discovered defensively that enabled you to win this ball game?
I mean, well, they broke us down still off the bounce. We want to do a better job of trying to keep our chest in front of them, but we did a really good job of contesting their shots, and it allowed us to get on the boards and get rebounds.
Perhaps not perfect, LeBron, but certainly good enough. Thank you so much. Kev, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Dion Waiters.